There are 18 FIFA games on the PS2. There are 13 PES games on the PS2, 15 if you count ISS. And then on top of that, there are so many just random other football games on the PS2. The PS2 has close to 100 football games, if not over. I don't know, I didn't do the exact maths. So, why are you telling me that there is a console out there that only has one football game? One! And you know what? The game is a banger. It's one of my favorites. Now, don't say I don't shell out for you guys, because I have just bought myself a Wii U. Yes, Nintendo's little console that could. And I'm gonna be completely candid. It's one of the best consoles I've ever touched in my life. I adore this thing. I've been playing it non-stop. Just, it's such a cool console. I love the gamepad. I love the generation of games. I got it so I can play games with my mates when they come over, because it's got the best couch co-op games out there. But I had to check what football games were out on here. Obviously, I wouldn't have been able to pay for it if it weren't for you guys. And I was really disappointed to find out there was only one. But that one, FIFA 13. What a banger. One of my favorites. So let's see how the FIFA 13 on the Wii U goes. Because it's got some pretty cool gimmicks. But yeah, they're gimmicks. It's actually kind of unreal that there's only one football game on this console, because it doesn't only mean that the console was a flop, which it was. It means that no other franchise thought it was good to go to the Wii U. And on top of that, FIFA didn't even do like a legacy version of the game, which they did for the PS Vita, which they did for the Switch until, you know, they re-updated it for FC. It's a weird thing that there's only one game for this console. But honestly, FIFA 13 is one of the best. Maybe I would have slightly preferred FIFA 14 because it plays a bit nicer, but I can't complain at FIFA 13. It was the first one that I put a lot of time into. I am playing a disc version of FIFA 13, but I have modded my Wii U. The main reason I've done that is so at the press of a button, I can show you what's happening on the gamepad. That's because this console's main thing is that you have this little gamepad with a touchscreen, and games integrate them in cool ways. You've got games like ZombiU that had a multiplayer game mode where the person on the gamepad dropped zombies for the other player to fight off. And then some games use it as like an inventory management or a map management. So we'll see how FIFA integrates this into the game. You can see for the menus, it basically just means that I can click on any of the menu buttons at any point. I don't really care about that. Now, there is a lot I miss about FIFA 13 era, and this is one of them, the arena. I just love booting the game up, going into the arena, you know, playing around. And you could do stuff like I could put a free kick anywhere on the outside of the box. You know, the arena in this era was quite good. You could also, which they took away when they went over to the PS4, you could play full matches in the arena. I like to just sometimes just play an 11v1. It was unfair for the goalie, but it meant that I got to like properly, you know, try out all of the players, no pressure, no defense. I just got to fuck around. I always did it when I had to wait like 4 or 5 minutes for something, where it wasn't enough for me to play a full game, but it was enough for me to just fuck around in the arena. I was so upset when they got rid of it for FIFA 14 for the PS4. Probably in the minority, but for me, it was a big thing. And when this game came out, there was a big negative to it, and that was that this version didn't have Ultimate Team. I understand why. The Wii U would have been a separate ecosystem, because back then they didn't have like crossplay and stuff like that. So it probably meant that it was going to be absolutely dead. Yeah, FIFA never really added Ultimate Team to some of the extra consoles up until the Switch. They didn't add Ultimate Team to the Vita, even though that was quite faithful to the FIFA 12, FIFA 13 era as well. I guess they didn't realize how big Ultimate Team was back then, and so there wasn't any point to putting it on. But I think nowadays, if they had it on these extra consoles, they'll throw Ultimate Team in just to get an extra few sales like they do on the Switch. But now I guess it means this is still probably the best way to play FIFA 13. I mean, you've still probably got the PC version, which you could probably scale up the graphics a bit more and make it a bit smoother. But in terms of the actual consoles, the Wii U's probably the best, just because of the extra stuff you can do with the gamepad. Because other than that, it's identical to the 360 and PS3 versions. So you're now looking at the gamepad view. You can tell because it's just a little bit blurrier. If you press in the right stick, you get like a net, and then you can presumably press where you want to shoot on the net. This does remind me of the best shooting mechanics that have ever been in a FIFA game, which is the shooting mechanics for the PS Vita games, where the PS Vita had a back touch screen and a front touch screen. The back touch screen you couldn't actually see, like it was just like a touch panel basically, similar to the middle of the PS4 controller. And with your fingers on the back of the console, you could press the corners or the sides or wherever you want on that back touch screen, and it would shoot. It would pretend that was the net, and it would shoot that direction. It took a while to get used to, but it was honestly so fun because you could pick and choose exactly where you wanted to shoot. So here, if I press in the right stick and then just press the top right, you can see I didn't put a lot of power into there. Yeah, it basically works exactly how the Vita version did, where I press exactly where, and the power sort of determines how accurate it is. So I've got it here. Let's go for the top right with a bit of power. That actually wasn't that much power. Okay. Come on. I mean, to be fair, I'm doing it from stationary. Maybe that's the reason why. So maybe if I'm running and then I do it. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, again, not the most accurate, but maybe it's just because Zlatan's shit. He's not. I love him. This is actually really cool. I'm assuming it's the same for set pieces as well. Set pieces, raise the gamepad vertically to aim. Oh my god! Okay. Oh my god, what the hell is this? What the hell? Okay. So, set pieces are wild. Okay, let's get a wall in. Is it the same with the pen? Oh my god. Oh my god. No! Zlatan! Naughty! Let's set up a free kick. Edge of the box. We've got opposition teams, we've got us. And I've got the gamepad. Hold it up, boys! So if I hold it like here and then add curve to it afterwards, so you can see that the curve is going right. Should have realized what foot I was using there. So let's do the opposite then. Let's add... This feels so weird. So add the gamepad there, add curve that way. It works flawlessly. Alright, I'm just maybe a bit shit. This is so dumb. I love stuff like this. I just, yeah, this stuff really, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna hop into career mode. I actually started one when I was setting up the console with Hull. So we'll see, we'll just have a go at FIFA 13 career mode because FIFA 13 career mode is fucking awesome. I love these menus. I love these menus. Look at these menus. You know, it shows you all the information you're gonna need. You've got your little flavor newspaper articles in the middle, but on the right, you know, you have the transfers. You have it turn into your league table. You have the top goal scorer. I don't have to hunt to find it like I do in FC 25. And then you know what? Just everything is on the left. Everything you could need. It can go straight to my youth academy without having to switch tabs. I can go to, you know, stats. I can go to my calendar without having to hunt around. Transfers. It has all the transfer stuff together. Oh, I miss this layout. And it's one of the main reasons why I do really love this era of career mode. Yeah, some of the simulation and youth academy wasn't quite there yet. If I remember correctly, a lot of the youth players were incredibly slow and it was really hard to level their like physicals up. But this is my championship Hull team. Yes, we somehow managed to get Coutinho in on loan. 20-year-old Coutinho. Same as Sergio Roberto, Emmanuel Frimpong, Oriol Romeu. Yeah, as Zealand would say, loans. Apart from Sally is the only guy that I've bought because he was fast. It's FIFA. I know some people are going to be curious, so I'll show you who the top players of this game are. Especially if you sort of missed this era of FIFA, you might be curious of, you know, who the world best are. It's no question who the number one is. The number one is... The best is Lionel Messi, followed by Cristiano Ronaldo. Basically, a lot of FIFAs are this order. And then we've got a few 90s. We've got Xavi, Rooney, Iniesta, Ribery. And then, you know, Falcao, Vidic, Casillas, like these are players that you sort of expect to be up there. This was in Falcao's heyday. I think this might have been the FIFA that he got a Team of the Year, either that or FIFA 14. and then just a bunch of players that, you know, are just legends. The ratings, really good, because there's no completely random players up there. These are all the players that you would imagine would be up at the top. This was back when one of my favorite things that's happened in FIFA, because they slowly lowered the ratings of players as they got older, in general. I remember them dropping Buffon down to like to low 80s and like his mid 30s, and then I think people at EA realized he's not going anywhere and he's still incredibly good, so they bumped him back up to like high 80s, early 90s. That era of FIFA, wow, God, just look at the caliber of players here. We haven't got a stinker at all. Like even players like Lavezzi were sick back then. These are just pure icons. I was going to stop when we got a stinker, but we haven't had one yet. Oh, Jefferson Farfan, not a stinker. I fucking love Jefferson Farfan. But I don't know if Jefferson Farfan or Igor Akinfeev would get so hero icon cards. So maybe around down here, players like Arda Turan. But still, these are good players. Kevin Prince Boateng. What a list! What a list! Yeah, on the cover of this game, you've got you've got Messi at the front, and then the two extra players are Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Joe Hart, and I just love that. I love the FIFAs that have random players, well, not random players on the front, but, you know, not necessarily the best of the best. Looking at you, Jordan Henderson. This was one of my first FIFAs I got really obsessed with. Played FIFA 10 for a bit. I played 11 on the DS, and I kind of missed 12. And then I came back for 13. And I loved it so much. I also played 13 on the iPad. Back then they had Ultimate Team for iPad, which was awesome. On top of career mode, it was a surprisingly full game, the FIFAs for iPads. I wish I could cover them. I don't know how I can. So let's actually play a game. So we are playing Bolton next at the Reebok Stadium, I think it was back then. Just so you guys are aware, for this entire time when we're in the menus, I've switched to my gamepad now. It is pretty much identical, just a bit lower resolution. Yeah, I'll move when we've got something actually to show, which will be when we play the game. I do also miss having the arena for the loading screens. There was just something about being able to do this while you wait for the game to load. But I guess the game loads so fast now, it's not really needed. There was one thing though, and I want to know if people noticed this. When they took the arena out of the loading screens for Ultimate Team and they showed the opposition's team, did anyone else realize that the arena was behind that loading screen? Because you could, if you pressed the shoot button as that loading screen went up, you could hear someone shoot. Am I crazy? Am I the only person who noticed that? That would be around like the FIFA 15 era, I think. We're in the game. I'll show you now what it shows on my gamepad. I don't know if it'll yank control away from me. Okay, it does yank control away from me. So this is what the gamepad looks like while we're playing. I can't actually press any of the buttons while I've switched it. So you'll see on the right that you've got various different tabs you can go to. You got a tab that sort of shows it in this like top-down view, so you sort of get a bit more of a tactical radar vibe. This sort of thing I kind of dig because it shows you all of the stats. So, you know, if you want to keep tabs on your possession, your corners, your shot accuracy, I think it'd be quite cool. In this FIFA, there is something called the Virtual Pro, and basically you're my player, but it could be in any of the game modes. And with your Virtual Pro, you had to do certain objectives to sort of level up each of their stats. So let's say you had to dribble past 50 people to get an extra star skill moves. That screen would be pretty good for keeping tabs on your objectives and what you have to do. So with this screen, you get to do your substitutions, you get to see the stamina and the ratings of the players in your team. This one's quite good as well because you can also see the stats of the players when you click on them. So you know, if you need a reminder of who's got good, you know, face stats, you could just switch them around here. You have a menu that's pretty similar to this. This is so you can change your formation on the fly. You know, if the 4-1-2-1-2 isn't doing it for me, I can change to a 4-3-3 or something. Oh, actually says you're about is through. Okay, fucking missed it. This screen here, I think a lot of, like, you know, pro players, if this had a pro scene, would love. This is where you can change your actual tactics on the fly. your depth, your width, your how your players move. In my mind, this is sort of an evolution to changing to attacking or ultra attacking or park the bus. You can do so much like more with it. You can change, you know, how your players move when you've got the ball. If you want them to move into position or you want them to stay rigid. You can tell players to come short if, you know, going long isn't working for you. I love what you could do here. And you can also change to some default tactics on the right there. You can also set up your own presets, which I think is pretty neat. And finally, you've got man marking, which shows you the opposition's team. Which, in my mind, you don't even need to use this as a man-marking thing. If you just want to see what changes your opposition have made, or, you know, who you really should be worrying about on the opposition's team if you weren't paying attention to their lineup. Or even, let's say, you play 10 years down the line and there's some players that have been upgraded, or, you know, youth players that you haven't heard of in your team. I find this screen pretty good for figuring out who the main threats are. You might have a guy named Willie Bolly. I don't know where I was going with that. You know, it might be a regen that's like 89 rated that you didn't know was 89 rated until you use this menu. So that's what the other screen looks like the entire time. And I think it's awesome to have this. Yeah, it was really hard to talk through the menus while the game was playing, because when I pause, it takes me to the pause menu. And I can't use the touchscreen while I've switched screens. But in general, it's relatively intuitive. You'll see me keep looking down, but that'll be, you know, to keep an eye on the opposition team, change my tactics a bit, or even make a substitution. Or just figure out who on my team isn't playing that well. I am curious to see with the Switch 2's announcement what EA do with the FIFA franchise, or the FC franchise. I'm curious to see if the Switch 2 is powerful enough that they can have them join up with the next-gen consoles. Because, you know, FC isn't the most, you know, intensive game to run. Even on PCs. I have a ROG Ally, a little handheld thingy-mabobby. It's the main reason I've moved to playing FC on PC. So I can, you know, grind SPCs in bed. Absolutely atrocious. But it's one of those things where I'm curious to see if the Switch 2 is just powerful enough to be able to join the normal crossplay. Because Switch, I've heard FC for Switch isn't bad, but it just is so removed from the rest of the ecosystem that you barely ever see anyone talk or play the Switch version. And the Switch is a massive console. Oh no. No! This is a boring game. So we'll end it with some Brazil versus England. I don't usually play international on the channel, apart from the, you know, international games that I've played. But we'll have a look at the Brazil team. Not exactly the best era for the Brazil team, but, you know, you still have Neymar. And Thiago Silva. And David Luiz was so OP in this game. Yeah, this is back in the era where it didn't matter where your players were playing on the pitch. As long as they were fast, they were good. So you just throw, like, I don't know, a 95 pace winger with, like, 10 shooting on the wing, and they would become the best player in the game. So that's why a lot of people played with Brazilian silver teams and Ultimate Team. Or, you know, Mexican teams were quite good. I had a Mexican team in FIFA 13. Now I realize I can do a bit more with the touchpad. I've realized that I can just sort of press the touch, as you see here. I can also tell people to make runs in this, so that's exactly what I did here with Lucas, which gives me the space to fuck it up. If you guys have got a Wii U, and you're like, who wants to play FIFA 13 for the Wii U? Give it a go, because it's actually kind of interesting. Just a bunch of controls that we'll never see in another FIFA game. I don't even know if there's any touch controls for the Switch version. Maybe I should play the Switch version at some point. But that requires me, you know, borrowing a Switch. Oscar, you should have passed. It was me. But you should have passed. Alright, let's try and shoot with the touchpad. Let's see how that goes. Neymar... He struggled to pick it up and then walked off pretending like nothing happened. Alright. Okay, not too accurate. Maybe don't go straight for the edges.
Yeah, I think he used to be an attacker in his day, didn't he? You can see that, the way he loves to get forward every time he can.
Now they're passing the ball well. Pick his spot now. Oh, fantastic goal.
Just got defoed. He's not he's not a defriend.
England.
Ref! Ref, mate! I really wanted to do my first person free kick.
Back with a meaty tackle.
Oh, my Hulk's through.
And he's away, showing them a clean pair of heels. Will it be for Brazil?
I couldn't press it. I couldn't press it in time. If only I could press the normal shoot button. I can, but it feels dishonest. All right, free kick. My time to shine. Wait, did I get a card? Oh, God. All right. Switch console. Oh, God.
Neymar! Well, that could have been one of the goals of the season. From there.
Nope.
Run from the teammate on the outside.
Here we go.
Players.
Last chance saloon for the touchscreen boys.
Good ball.
Oh, way offside.
No advantage here. The referee stopped it for offside.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Stop yelling. It's fine. Oh no, they brought in Danny Welbeck.
A bit of time here as well for the team.
All right, let's just break him. Oh, he couldn't even do that.
That's a
Oh no.
Here he is with a chance, and he scores spectacularly. Well, it does absolutely wrap it up. No mercy. They're still going right to the end for an emphatic win.
Yeah, they've been really ruthless here. The game hasn't slipped. They've kept the pressure on. Well, by a country mile, they have been the better team out here, and the scoreline has reflected that. Game over.
Well, that has made it 2-0.
I'm trying my best to cry. All right, that is that is FIFA 13 for the Wii U. A lot of interesting gimmicks, and it's the only football game for this console. It's kind of nuts. Yes, you can, before someone writes in the comments, they probably have already. Yeah, you can play every Wii game on the Wii U, so you can in theory play all of the thousands that came out for the Wii. But still, this is the only HD Wii U game out there, and it's kind of neat. It's FIFA 13. Everyone likes FIFA 13. And there's some gimmicks with the gamepad, with the touchscreen. Does it make the game better? Probably not. Does it make the game more fun? Yeah, it does. I think it does. Tiny bit. And now because I've got a Wii U, I can start making videos on Wii games. There were a few Wii games that I wanted to cover, and now I have a means other than emulation, but I can use like proper Wii remotes, all my old stuff from my old Wii, and it uses a HDMI so I can record it properly and stream it properly. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what other games you want me to cover. Last week I was supposed to cover a PS2 game that was widely received. I was supposed to cover... Last week I was supposed to be covering Virtua Pro Football. I spent 2 hours in this game. I had a pretty good time, but my audio interface broke, and it sounds dog shit. Give you a little sample of how it sounds now. Confidence in my game recently, Buzz. Give him a little hug. The new guy in the squad. Just points my head, like, I've lost confidence in my game, mate. Meanwhile, I'm like, fucking quit, man. Fucking retire, do it. I fucking dare you. For me, it's annoying and grating. For you, if you can deal with it, I can make this into a video. I don't want to record it again because it's my first impressions. So I could just skip that one, but let me know what you think. And if there are any other games you want me to cover, scream. Scream into the comment section and I'll have a look at it. And if you want to catch me live streaming, I've been live streaming on this channel on Fridays around 6ish, where I play FC25, which I know is not everyone's kettle of fish, but the people that have popped in and said hi, they've been incredibly nice. We've just chatted about old school footballers and, you know, had a decent time. I play Weekend League and Cry mainly. So if you want to see me live, catch me on Fridays. As for that, I'm gonna fuck off. Goodbye.